The floor still smelled faintly of bleach as Ethan, the janitor, pushed his mop across the marble tiles of the corporate lobby. He had worked there for 3 years now, mostly invisible to the hundreds of people in suits who walked past him every day. But invisibility wasn't something new to him. As a single dad, most of his life had been about sacrifice. His son, Liam, was everything. Every dollar Ethan made went towards school supplies, rent, and food. He was the man who stayed late to clean offices no one cared about, the man who patched his son's shoes with glue because buying new ones wasn't an option. And he had one unspoken rule at work: stay quiet. The management had made that clear. You're here to clean, not to chat. Don't get in the way, his supervisor had said once with a pointed look. Ethan didn't argue. He needed the job too badly. But everything changed one Thursday afternoon. The CO, Margaret Collins, had brought her 8-year-old daughter, Grace, to the office. Grace was shy, clutching a stuffed bunny in one hand as she sat on the lobby couch while her mother discussed numbers with a board member. People passed by, occasionally offering Grace polite smiles, but no one spoke to her. Ethan noticed. Not because he wanted to, but because he always noticed children. He thought of Liam, waiting at home for him with his math homework spread across the kitchen table. Then he saw it, the little girl signing with her hands. She wasn't just fidgeting. She was trying to speak. But no one around her understood. Her hands slowed, her eyes dimmed with frustration. She slumped against the couch, defeated. Ethan froze. He hadn't signed in years. His younger sister had been born deaf, and growing up, he'd been her bridge to the world. It had been second nature to him, until life pulled him into adulthood, work, and responsibilities. For a long moment he hesitated. His supervisor's words rang in his head, "Stay quiet." But then Grace looked up, and for just a split second, their eyes met. She looked so lost, so small in a world that couldn't hear her. Ethan set his mop aside, crouched low so he wouldn't tower over her, and slowly signed. "Are you okay?" Grace blinked. Then her face lit up like the sun breaking through storm clouds. Her hands moved quickly, excited, almost stumbling over themselves. "You can sign?" Ethan smiled and nodded. They began to talk. She told him about her bunny, about how she hated being dragged to her mom's office, about how nobody ever understood her. Ethan listened, really listened, and answered back with patient, fluid movements of his hands. For the first time that day, Grace laughed. But what Ethan didn't realize was that Margaret Collins, the CEO, had stepped out of her meeting. She stood frozen a few feet away, briefcase in hand, watching the janitor she had barely noticed before communicate with her daughter, as if they'd known each other forever. Her throat tightened. Grace rarely laughed with strangers. She was guarded, withdrawn, especially around adults she didn't trust. Yet here she was, giggling, her hands dancing in the air, her eyes alive with joy. Margaret's heart pounded. She had spent thousands on private tutors, on speech therapy, on specialists. Yet the connection her daughter had been craving had come from the janitor. She didn't interrupt. She couldn't. She just stood there, watching in silence, tears pricking her eyes. Grace finally looked up, spotted her mother, and signed proudly. "Mom! He understands me!" Margaret's lips parted, but no sound came. For once, the powerful CEO who commanded boardrooms was speechless. And in that moment, something inside her shifted forever.